Sri Mulyani is the finance minister of Indonesia, which holds the presidency of the G20 this year, and of course is the host of this meeting. Ibu, good morning. Great to see you, and appreciate your time. I mentioned we spent some time with Secretary Yellen yesterday, and one of the ideas that the U.S., she and the president and the U.S. broadly are pushing is price caps on Russian oil as a way to try and bring prices down. What do you think of that idea?
Well, we are all understand that the implication of the war in Ukraine is actually spilling over to all over the world. The country which is not in parties of this conflict, they are also suffering in the form of high food price and energy price, and that puts the inflation up for all countries in the world. This is threatening the recovery of the global economy. And this is also creating a political pressure because price is directly affecting people, and that is going to be one that needs to be addressed in this G20 meeting also. The discussion regarding how we are going to address the issue of this inflation coming from the price of oil or food is actually then identifying what is the disruption which is coming from the supply side. It's always very difficult that when you talk about the supply side disruption, whether it was pandemic before or this time is the war, then the question is how you are going to use the economic tools to fix this problem on a supply side. You can manage the demand side by actually tightening your monetary policy or in this case rein in your fiscal expansion. But if the problem itself is coming on a supply side, I think then you have to address the supply side. Putting a cap definitely is not going to solve the problem, because it is about the quantity which is not adequate comparing to the demand which is in place. And especially I think for many of the European and American in this case, in which you are going to enter the winter, then your demand for energy is not going to be declined.
It's going to increase,
It's going to even increase. And that's why I think the President Jokowi in his visit to the place of the conflict, we want the war to be ended because this is the source of the problem. It is because of that war that the whole disruption of all this supply, as well as then the implication of war in terms of the sanction, it's even creating more complex situation.